So how many of you have actually used a CPA before, or maybe used a bookkeeper, and you work with them maybe for a while? After a while, you feel like they're not doing what you're asking them to do. Now, this happens a lot. There are a lot of times that entrepreneurs will go to CPAs or they'll go to bookkeepers and they'll ask them, hey, what am I doing wrong? Where can I save some money? Now, the CPA is gonna look at your taxes, look at all the things, and they're gonna maybe find a way for you to pay less in taxes. That's their number one goal. They're just gonna find a way for you to pay less in taxes. Whereas a bookkeeper, they may look at something in there and say, you know what, I think that you might be able to charge more, or maybe we can just write this off over here. Here's the biggest problem though. Typically when you look at what a CPA does and what a bookkeeper does, they actually don't handle things that consist of managerial accounting. So when it comes to taxes, what CPAs do, that's called tax accounting. And tax accounting is an external reporting measure. Right? So that's a way of saying, all right, here, all this is what we've done. Now let's report to the government and tell them how we've done. That's what taxes do. That's what a tax accounting method is. Managerial accounting is internal. Managerial accounting is trying to make our company more profitable and more efficient. Now, when you think about that and then you go to a bookkeeper, well, typically a bookkeeper is not a CPA, right? They don't actually have that tax experience. And bookkeepers, by no means am I talking down on the bookkeeper position, but typically a bookkeeper, they don't necessarily operate at the higher managerial accounting level either, right? Their data entry. They're making sure that the numbers that are going in and going out are actually matching, right? That's what they mean by reconciling an account. They want to make sure, all right, well, hey, $200 went out of the bank account on Tuesday. Do I got a receipt showing where that $200 went? All right, that's their job. So when an entrepreneur goes to a bookkeeper and says, hey, what are some things that we can do to improve in the business? You're asking the wrong person. Now, what I'm not saying is that there's not bookkeepers out there who do understand those type of things, but typically that's not within the scope of their work. And same thing with the CPA. Now, CPAs, they get a lot of education. They got their degrees. Some of them have corporate experience. They go and actually get their CPA designation, and they have a lot of knowledge. But remember, the entire premise of what they focus on is in the tax world, external reporting. So oftentimes, the CPA is not even going to be able to tell you how to really read your financial statements. Now, when we look at our financial statements, guys, we got income statements, we got balance sheets, we got statement of cash flows. And in reality, there's a million ways that these can be reported. Right? It just depends on who's kind of putting the books together and who's actually reading those statements and analyzing those statements, right? But nonetheless, when a CPA is going to look at these things, they're going to be keyed in on certain things. One, are all the categories actually lined up? I mean, when they go and fill out their tax form, can they actually put meals and travel in this section? Can they actually put general administrative expenses in this section? Can they put this in this section? That's what they're looking for. Now, when it comes to the assets, right? All of our real estate property, they want to see what's the cost basis so I can properly depreciate this asset. So I can, accumulate the depreciation. I can find amortization how I need to. That's what a CPA is doing, and that is extremely valuable. But when we're looking at, hey, how do I increase revenue? Hey, matter of fact, I'm doing wholesaling, I'm doing flipping, I'm doing consulting and coaching on the side. Which one should I double down on? You know what? I'm spending a lot of money on marketing. I got TV ads, I got Zillow, I got Instagram over here. Which one is actually performing better? Those questions are answered through managerial accounting. It's an important distinction for entrepreneurs to really understand that, because now as they go out and they seek that guidance, they need to know where they're going, right? So if you are seeking that guidance, you're not going to get it from a CPA. You need to find somebody who actually understands managerial accounting, which is why I recommend you actually search out a CFO. The CFO is Chief Financial Officer, right? Now, in reality, the CFO plays a major role in the company, and they do a lot more on the managerial side, but they have a great understanding of taxes and so much more. They really do head up the financial department. And although you may not be ready to bring in a full-time CFO and pay them over six figures, there are other services such as fractional CFO services. Now, obviously, my company offers fractional CFO services for real estate companies. So property management, real estate investors, brokerages, if that's you guys, we can actually help you. However, you don't have to come to me. I want to make sure that you guys understand there's fractional CFO services out there for every single industry. And if you guys go to one of them, they will be able to give you that guidance. Hey, you're spending too much time and energy on this. That's a waste. Matter of fact, spend more time and energy on this because it's actually giving you a higher return on your investment of time and money. That's powerful stuff that as entrepreneurs we need to know. If you're an entrepreneur wanting to know more about managerial accounting and how to really navigate that, then let me know in the comments below. And be sure to subscribe because I'm going to put out some more content about this as well. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.